Broadcasting from the Bourbon and Ash Cigar Studio, it's Smoking Sounds, the ultimate podcast for cigar and pipe enthusiasts and those looking to become an outcast. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean, one of the hosts of Smoking Sounds, and joining me is the man, the myth, but not the legend yet. It's Justin.
Hello, everybody. So I tell you what, this is the first cigar I've had in well over 2 weeks. Had this crud that's going around, and so I'm getting back into it. And no finer way to be getting back into it with an Outcast cigar. We're going to be covering those today, and looking forward to NXT tonight and WrestlePalooza this weekend. So lots going on. Of course, oh yeah, and there's a little thing called football that comes on every week that I occasionally tune into all the time. So
we're not talking about the Chiefs today, though, are we?
No.
Okay.
0-2 so far. By the time you guys hear this, hopefully they will have won a game. But right now they're 0-2, and so it's still, it's hey. Like I always say, it's easy to wear the shirt when you're winning.
That's right.
It's easy to have the hat when you're winning, when you're world champs. But is it as easy when they're 0-2? We'll see, Chiefs fans. So,
all right. But
so
before
Sean,
we introduce our very special guest, this episode is brought to you by Blue Hill Tobacco. Check out Jeremy on Instagram at Blue Hill Tobacco. Great new cigar and pipe shop there in the Houston area. Hopefully they will be carrying Outcast Cigars soon. But joining us from the Miami Cigar Company, Mr. Jason Wood. How are you, sir?
Doing great.
Hey,
how you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much for taking time out to join us here on Smoking Sounds and talk a little bit about these amazing Outcast cigars.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having us on and letting us spread the word of Outcast. Very important for us at the beginning stages of the
Oh,
brand.
yeah.
Thank you guys very much for that.
So this is, truth be told, this is probably about the 12th time we've mentioned Outcast. Our last episode we did, Smoking Poolside with the Preacher, he actually smoked the Toro Outcast and loved it. So we are no stranger to Outcast, but when we were able to get into contact on Instagram, I told Justin, I said, man, I would really love to do a standalone Outcast episode because I don't know that anybody's kind of done that yet. And so we are just humongous fans. And so tell us a little bit about Outcast real quick.
Yeah, for sure. So first, if I can, just say a little bit about Miami Cigar. So Miami Cigar is our company. So it's the company that distributes several brands in the U.S. Some of you guys are familiar with Tatiana Cigars.
Yes.
It's a very important cigar for us. It's actually named after my wife. So it's a big family cigar as well.
Wow.
So,
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
if I don't mention that one first, the doors might be locked when I get
Yeah. You might be sleeping in that office tonight.
Yes, sir. So hit that one first. And then second, equally as important, the Nesta Miranda brand. So Nesta Miranda Special Selection, Connecticut's and Habanos. Named after my father-in-law, been in the industry forever. Those cigars we make out of Esteli, Nicaragua.
Okay.
Do very well in the market. And then Don Lino Africa is also made in Esteli, Nicaragua as well. So those are our mainstream brands. And like you said, Outcast, so that's the new baby. That's the one that's been about almost 2.5 years in the making. And it's been an exciting process for us. It's very different from the blending style to packaging, to how we market the product and how we're going to continue to keep that excitement. Just blazing our own trail, doing something a little bit different, trying to be a little outcasty in our ways. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
And I'm glad you said it that way because I was watching because it was funny how things happened, but we actually got PCA certified right before the event this year, and we kind of the band we opened with, Tenkiller, was coming in to record with us, so we had that obligation with them, and we didn't feel like we were quite ready to be at PCA yet. So I was watching a lot of the PCA coverage on Instagram and things like that, and I kept seeing the model you guys had that had the cat head on, right? And I was like, what is this cigar company? And it was like, it was kind of cool because it wasn't, there wasn't a username attached to it, like right at first, and then I started seeing it, and I was following you guys all through, and I saw you on a couple of YouTube videos from the PCA, and I thought, man, this is a brand I got to find out about.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. The company's been around since 1989, and we've stuck to pretty traditional marketing. Tatiana's a little bit more colorful, but still kind of just like regular mainstream type stuff. Been in the market. The Tatiana brand's been around for over 27 years. So thankfully, we have a very strong consumer base. But it's kind of like, to have fun. That one's kind of, it's in its zone. It does what it does. The consumers love it. Our retailers love it. And we love all the support. But to do something a little bit outside of the box, we were ready. I was ready to do something a little bit different. So we actually started the process. The process started 2 years ago, actually on the commemoration of the Tatiana brand's 25th anniversary.
Okay.
So at the time, we had never done a limited edition cigar. So we were going back and forth on what we should do. How do we get something limited? How do we kind of just commemorate that 25th anniversary for Tatiana's? Whether it would be a new blend or we weren't sure what we wanted to do. So one of the times in the factory, we were talking to the guys there, to the blenders and whatnot, and asked them about the idea about potentially using pipe tobacco in the blend. They were like, oh, they'd never really done it before. They had used Andullo, which is the indigenous tobacco there in the DR, but they had never used just pipe tobacco from the U.S. So I was like, all right, let's do this. Would you guys be open to us? We're going to bring you some pipe tobacco. Let's put it in the blend and let's see what happens. And they're like, all right, great. So we went ahead and we did that. Liked what came out of it. We just needed to see if we can roll it as a full production. So it was the best opportunity for us to use that 25th anniversary. So the Tatiana 25th anniversary was actually the first time that we used pipe tobacco in our blend to make sure everything was good. Most importantly, the biggest challenge was the combustion on the cigar. So obviously just a totally different type of tobacco. We were worried what quantities you use. First of all, you don't want it to be overwhelming, overpowering, but at the same time, will you keep the combustion and not get this gnarly burn on your cigars? So we worked on that for a while, and the factory was finally able to fine tune it. We did 2,500 boxes of that, and then once we got, so our retailers supported it, their consumer base bought it. They were asking for more. We were out, but we knew that we had a winner with the blend. So step one, like first check was done with the blend. We were able to get that. We know that we can do it. We have the consistency and the quality to make sure that it's ready to roll. But now we needed to get a brand behind it.
Yeah.
So are we going to do as an offset Tatiana? What's it going to be? I was like, man, let's go for it. Let's have some fun. Let's do something real different outside of the box. And then we started just already having the blend in your pocket is just such a benefit, because it's something that normally goes hand in hand with everything else, and it takes to the last second till you're 100% happy. But to have that already on the back burner, ready to go, we just focused all our attention to the branding. Used some designers outside of the ones that we would normally use. Gave them my idea of what I wanted to see. So I love like the Miami Cigar circular logo. I just like it. It's so good for branding and easy to place everywhere. So like I knew I wanted that, and I wanted it to be a little bit of a caricature, not so like cartoony, but some kind of idea like that is what I wanted. And I knew I wanted the name to be Outcast. Just going back in the day, I love Outcast as a group.
Like we were just talking about that before.
Before we signed on.
I love the name. It was, for us, we were totally doing our own thing, like going our own path, like blazing our own trail on the blending idea of it. So why not, like, if I'm going to embrace this, like, let's go all in with it. So we went all in with it. I love the name. And then so I told the designers, like, I want it to be some sort of animal. They gave me an animal he's a solitary soldier. He's a one. Like, he's a one of one. They travel by themselves. So they gave me a bunch of different animals. We ended up with a panther. So the cracky cat is actually a panther. It was at one point.
Yeah.
that kind of through iteration. So that one came out. They gave us about 5 or 6 different examples. I love that one. Showed it to people in the office. They didn't like it at all. They were like, this one and this one's not bad. That one is terrible. Like, they hated it. And I was like, all right, well, I'll go back to the designer. Go back to the designer, give their feedback. But I kept the cracky cat. And I was like, keep that one. Don't take it off, because I love it. But let's do some other ones. And we did that about 3 or 4 times. And it didn't fail. Once or twice, somebody would bring up, why is that cat still there? And I was like, man, because I love it. Like, that's the one I like. Like, I'm already spoiled.
Why is that?
But I'm trying to get everybody to, like, kind of be happy with this project. All right, fine. So we go 4 or 5 different iterations of it. People are happy with some of the other ones. And one day at dinner, my wife's like, oh, what are you looking at? And I showed her my phone. I was looking at the cat again. And she's like, man, you love that cat. I'm like, I'm polarized by this damn thing. Like, I'm always looking at it. I think it's so cool. I think people, either they'll love it or they'll hate it, but they're going to talk about this cat. Like, it's so different. And she's like, so what are you waiting for? I'm like, nobody likes it. And she's like, "You love it?" I go, "I love it." She's like, "Do it." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna do this shit." So we move forward. We move forward with it. I'm like, I'm doing the cat. I told the designers, let's do everything off the cat. Like, let's make it loud. Get the colors, the yellow, black, and white. Let's get it. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it cranking. And then just it all went from there, and it kind of evolved and snowballed. And then when everybody saw it, like becoming closer to the finished product, then everybody really started jumping on board. And they're like, "Man, it is kind of cool. It is kind of different." I'm like, "Yeah, it's different. It's the cigar is different. The blend is different. Like, why not? Why are we just gonna go with a regular just logo?" So it all went from there, and it all came together in time for us to be able to show it, release it, and sample it at PCA this year.
And I love the logo. I absolutely love the logo. And it was, again, how things work. I guess because we were able to get PCA media certified, we ended up on some emails, and I got an email from Miami Cigars, Outcast, saying, "Hey, can we send you a couple of cigars?" And I was like, "Yeah, great." And so I got the cigars in the mail, and I had kind of stored them, and I was I'll be honest with you, I was just in love with the logo, the look, and I was like, I don't really know that I want to smoke these yet, because then I'm going to be sad I don't have any more. And I didn't know a whole lot about like what the blends were or anything like that. So one night I decided, you know what, I've waited long enough. I'm going to smoke one of these Outcasts.
Right.
And I went out in the garage, and I had no idea it was going to have a sweet tip.
Right.
And I'm not typically a big sweet tip fan, but it blew me away. And I was so sad when it was over. I got on Instagram and I asked whoever runs the Outcast Instagram account. I said, "Please tell me there's somewhere in Tulsa that I can get these." And it just turns out that one of our shops in Owasso ended up carrying them. I ran out there and I bought as many as I could, and I got one. I didn't tell Justin it had a sweet tip, because I knew this was going to be right up his alley, because he's primarily a pipe smoker.
Okay. Right.
And so, Justin, I'll let you tell Jason about your first experience with the Outcast cigar.
All right. So I just opened it, cut it, and immediately I could tell there was something different about it. It had this sweet taste even before lit. And now I'll tell you, Jason, I'm a big Deadwood fan. Everybody knows that. About every episode I mention Deadwood cigars, and I'll tell you something else. Normally, when I hear Dominican Republic tobacco, normally that's too mild for me. Normally it's like smoking air. A lot of these Dominican cigars I'm not a fan of. But let me tell you what, I'm a fan of Outcast cigars. I love this. There is such a difference in the taste profile, because it is mild to medium, but it's a more flavorful mild to medium in my opinion. Goes great with coffee. Goes great with a light lager. That kind of thing.
It'd probably go good with some horseneck whiskey. And Jason, I'm going to kind of turn the computer so you can see Josh just sit down. He owns Bourbon and Ash here.
Okay.
That we're at. This is Jason. He's with Miami Cigars. They do Tatiana as well. And
Adrian Strickland, I think it's.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we're going to kind of twist his arm and see if we can't get some Outcast in the humidor here, Jason. But yeah. So that, and now, you said something just a minute ago that made me want to not forget to ask. So is there still pipe tobacco in these?
Yeah, so it's interesting on the release of the cigar, right? So it's the first time that we're gonna go on a full-on release, like with the pipe tobacco in it. When we did it with the 25th anniversary, we in the press release and everything for the Tatianas, we mentioned different blending processes using different tobacco, but it was still like a mystery, right? We didn't talk about the pipe tobacco, just because we weren't so knowledgeable enough on it to know what the reaction would be from the consumer. Didn't get much reaction, to be honest, with you guys, because of the limited nature of the product. By the time we got into the streets, it was already sold through. Everybody had enjoyed it, but we really didn't get that one-to-one feedback with the consumers on what they thought about the cigar. So now fast forward 2 years later to release it full on now as the Outcast cigar. We made a decision not to publicly speak about the pipe tobacco in the cigar. Again, just because of the fear of the unknown. I guess it's probably the best way to explain it, where I was at. I'm not sure how people would they be polarized towards it, or would be more like push them away from the cigar.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't that sure. I knew if I could get the people to smoke the cigar, they would enjoy it. It's a clean, easy smoke. It cleans your palate. It sets you up for your next cigar.
Right.
It's a beautiful, easy cigar. But I just needed to have as many people ready to smoke it. So I was hesitant to talk about the pipe tobacco. But right off the bat, on my first visit into the territory with the cigars, with our local guys, you could tell right away that when I would mention it, they'd be like, "Oh, this has pipe tobacco. Hold on, let me grab Jim and Lucy. They actually love pipe tobacco. Hey guys, come over here." And they would come over and they're like, "Try this cigar." I said, "Damn, okay." And then go to the next spot, and then I'm like, "All right, now I'm a little bit more comfortable with it." And I'd say it again. They're like, "Oh, we have a huge following. What? It's Black Cavendish. Oh, okay. Come over here. You're gonna love this cigar." "Oh, why?" He's like, "Cause I have Black Cavendish." Like, all right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going the wrong way about this. Like, let's go ahead and let's embrace it, let's own
Yeah.
it, and let everybody know, let it be known. So it was kind of a mystery at the beginning. So and in hindsight, I wish I would have just gone full in and explained it from right off the jump. But I mean, we're 2.5 months into the brand now, and now we're getting out into the territories, doing pods like this and making sure everybody is aware. So it's a unique blend, just starting from the wrapper, right? So it's a Brazilian Cuba wrapper, not
Okay.
a wrapper used very often in the market. It's a
Right.
hybrid of a Corojo, so similar to Corojo, but not anywhere near as powerful or as potent as a Corojo would be. The
Now-
reason why we chose it, it's a beautiful wrapper. It's a darker wrapper, but it won't overpower the rest of the blend. So it allows
Right.
everything
Yeah.
to have its place within the blend. The Sumatra binder is going to give you a little bit of spice, but again, nothing over the top because we want to make sure that Cavendish, although it's very subtle, we want to make sure that you're able to taste that. And the aromatic off of it is it's not over the top. It's nice, but when you light it in a lounge, it's not going to take over the lounge.
Right.
It's not going to bother anybody. Everybody's going to do their own thing. It's going to be fine, but you're still going to be able to smoke it and enjoy it. And then the sweet tip, it does have it. It's a very subtle sweet tip. It gives it a nice start to the cigar.
Yeah.
But after about the first third, the sweet tip is gone. It's not overpowering. It's not very molassesy. It doesn't leave like that weird film on your mouth that maybe some other cigars do.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys meant to kind of. We've talked about the Deadwood series from Drew Estate before, and how that is a great kind of transition cigar if you're a pipe smoker that you don't know if you like cigars. But I think this could rival that. Not to. We love Lance, our friend at Drew Estate and stuff, but I feel like this is, I guess, kind of a natural cigar with the pipe tobacco in it. Is that a fair assessment?
Right. Perfect. It holds a place in our portfolio now that was important that we had to avoid. So going from the Tatiana smokers, obviously we want them to stay there. We love that they enjoy it and they're loyal to it. But if any of our smokers would like to graduate onto the next step, our next cigars from Nicaragua are a little bit too strong for them. So there's a gap there in our portfolio, and this brand fits it perfectly because they can transition from that cigar over to the Outcast easily because it has the subtle sweet tip, so it makes it easier for them to relate to the cigars they were smoking before, and also get more in their blend, larger format cigars, something that they can enjoy.
Yeah, and so now at Miami Cigars, do you guys do pipe tobacco?
We do not.
Okay.
I guess now we do.
Well, yeah.
So is this Outcast? Is this the only blend, and is this the only cigar in your lines that actually has pipe tobacco in it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's interesting now because I'm going on 19 years with the company. Been to visited stores all throughout the United States, passed by pipe tobacco sections in stores thousands of times, and never even paid attention. Just walked by, went to our zone to where we were, and now the last 2 months, it's like I'm like gravitated to it because there's so many different options and products available, and it just has my mind going crazy thinking about, okay, what could we do next? Like, we have this one, it's going well, it's going to be a winner. It's easy is the word that always comes to mind. It's just an easy, enjoyable, fun smoke. But how about if we pack a little bit more in there, do a little bit something different with it, give it a little bit more punch. So it just opens. It's like it's a whole new world.
So, and let me ask Josh while he's sitting there, and then my cousin Matt just set in too, Jason. So do the infused cigars, do they sell pretty good? Like the Tatianas and,
Oh, yeah.
and those?
Yeah, we go through a lot. We went direct. We did 2 orders, and the cognac, the honey, I think the vanilla. They do really, really well. Females usually gravitate towards that. But yes, we sell a lot of them.
Yeah, it's funny because before you got here, we were in the humidor because I was checking to see if you got the West Tampas in and stuff, and we were looking at your Tatiana section, and I was like, yeah, someone's been buying these.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I was glad to see them in the humidor.
Yeah, thankfully, we appreciate the support with the brands as well. Thank you guys.
But the Outcast, so you got what, 3 different sizes in it or 4?
Just four in total. So from a Corona Gorda 6x46, Robusto 5x50, Toro 5.5 54, and then a 6x58 Gordo.
Okay, yeah, and that's what we're all smoking, and that's what we've got is the Gordos.
Yeah, I love this in the Gordo size.
And you know what? I didn't notice this the first time I smoked one, but I mean, you can see I'm kind of, but that sweet tip has kind of disappeared a little bit, and so it's just the Justin says it's like a vanilla aromatic that comes off of the cigar, and it does, man. When we recorded our last episode, when Mike was smoking it, I was smoking a Dunbarton Stillwell Star, because they do it with Cornell and Dill, and the aromatics between the English that I was smoking and the Black Cavendish of the Outcast, I thought, man, we need to figure out a way to bottle this up and sell it as a cologne. Yeah,
something to think about for your next win. So Matt, I want to bring you in here. Do you have a mic?
Yeah, he got one right here.
Okay, so Matt, you got the Outcast, right?
No, he got a Padron.
Yeah, I'm here late, and I just ran and grabbed the cigar real fast.
Okay,
sorry, Jason.
That's all right, man. So Matt,
look, I got him sitting right here for him.
I just want you to. So which Padron did you get, and what are you getting off that? What's your first impression?
It's a 64 natural.
Ooh.
Okay, 64 natural.
He's big dogging it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't had a cigar in a while, so
Well, I got one for each of you. So whenever you guys, before you leave, I want you to take one of these, and I want you to give me your honest opinion and what you think about it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you. So we've got the shop that I stopped at and picked these up at Fogue.
Yeah.
They're running through them. I mean, the shops that I've seen, they're running through these Outcasts. Like again, I'm not trying to pit you against Drew Estate by any stretch of the imagination, but they're giving that new Dominicana a run for its money.
It's definitely a lighter, so it's definitely a lighter cigar.
Yes.
I haven't smoked the Dominicana, so I don't know where that is on the flavor profile. I would say the Deadwood is a stronger cigar. It's a stronger blend, at least for me. Smoking it, if we were comparing one and the other. But the funnest part, honestly, now that I hear you talking to the other guys about the cigar and everything, is the challenge at the beginning to get a new Outcast smoker to try the cigar is something that I've embraced it and I've loved it in the 2 months that we've been traveling. Is just so a lot of the stores will know us. They'll see Miami Cigar and they're like, okay, Tatiana. Then you'll get your guys who are like, oh, I don't smoke flavored cigars. I'm like, okay, that's great. This is not a flavored cigar. They're like, oh, but it's got sweet cap. Like, I don't smoke the sweet cap. Okay, I get you don't normally smoke the sweet cap, but all I'm asking is give this cigar a try. Just try it. If you don't like it, not gonna hurt my feelings. There's cigars you like, cigars you don't. I mean, it happens. What I can promise you is a different smoking experience than you've ever had in any other cigar you smoke.
Yeah,
Really,
I think this
promise you that. Like, it might be too light for you, maybe, but give it a try. And the medium-bodied guys, even up to full-bodied guys, so then they'll try it, and it's like a progression from, oh, this cigar doesn't suck. I'm like, all right, thanks, keep smoking it. Then they'll smoke it a little bit. They're like, oh, it's actually not that bad. I'm like, okay, keep smoking it. And then they keep on. They're like, they'll buy a couple cigars. I'm like, oh, you bought a couple cigars? They're like, this cigar has it's so clean that my palate is like, I'm back. Now I can go back to whatever cigar and start again. I'm like, I'm telling you guys, it's easy. Like, it's just such a nice, easy, smooth cigar. It's all premium tobacco in it. It's got the Black Cavendish in it as well, just to give it a little bit of aromatic, a little bit of sweetness. But I love this cigar. I think it's for any time of the day with coffee in the morning, out of control.
See, and
absolutely.
What do we like to push Cafe Bustela? That would be a great Cuban coffee to go with it. But I mean, and that's the thing. I won't say anybody's name because I'm not in the. But I was trying to do some research because Outcast is a brand new brand and there's not a lot out there, and so I found a gentleman on YouTube that was doing a Outcast cigar review. And at the first of it, he was kind of trashing, oh, man, I didn't know this had a sweet tip. Right. But what you just said is 100% true. As he got into the second third of that cigar, you could see it on his face. He was like, wow, this is a damn good cigar. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the video, he was like, I'm going to go out and buy some more of these. Right. So it's like you just got to sit down and spend a little bit of time with the cigar. I think in this band, if people can see, since we don't, this is
It is.
I've got a couple of cigar bands that I want to get tattooed on me. I might have to add this to the list. But you know what? I think listen, I got a marketing plan for us here, Jason. So here in Tulsa, we have the Outsiders House Museum, right? From the movie, from the book from S.E. Hinton and all that. And so I think we need to do a cross promotion because Danny Boy from House of Pain that owns the house now, he loves cigars. So I think we need to have an Outsiders promotion going and start pushing this cigar a little bit.
I like that. We can definitely make that happen.
Well, I'm going to tag him whenever I post this up. So,
Yeah.
Look, worst thing he can say is no, right? Danny,
Exactly.
no, Danny's great. We absolutely love having him here in Tulsa. But what do you guys? You guys are getting there. Can you smell the aromatics off of these that we're smoking?
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah, and like you said, now you've got a great ventilation system here too. So, but it's not overpowering. Like you said, it's just got a nice aroma to it that you're like, even my wife when she came out in the garage, she was like, "Oh, I like the smell of that." So I think it's a well-rounded cigar. Have you guys got any kind of like ratings or feedbacks from anybody yet on these? Or
Just all the feedback has been positive on the cigar. The cleanliness, the ease of smoke, like those have been the main things that we've gotten. And what I've liked the best too is, like I was talking about, the stronger smokers, just getting them to try it. And it's not gonna be the cigar you smoke every day, but it's a change of pace cigar. And it's a nice change of pace, and it's going to come through every time. It's going to be consistent, and it is what it is. And just seeing them like buy into that, and then even coming to the table if it was an event and buying a couple cigars before they leave, and just seeing the reaction of just the sales from the stores after we leave, getting the word out there has been that's obviously always the biggest challenge.
right.
We used to have a large sales force. We don't have the sales force that we used to. A couple of years ago, we downsized. We're just on the phones now. So it's been a challenge getting to those stores, right? Like opening the accounts like we've had in the past. But now it's just been a lot doing what we can with as many as we are, just being out there and spreading the word. But all through socials, it's been huge. Like everybody talking about it. I want to see it. I want to try it. Getting on pods like this one and just letting everybody know about the cigar.
Right.
So we're at, 2.5 months in, we're about like 600 stores. So it's
Wow.
That's
still,
pretty good.
Yeah, still not where it needs to be. We're comparing it to Tatiana, so it's got a mountain climb, but it's getting there, and it's doing its thing. And I just like to see the organic growth, right? Like, I'm not looking for anybody to overstock themselves on the product. Just get some for your consumers to try it. I promise it's gonna work. Like they're gonna like the cigar because it's so different, and it's so easy and clean and nice to smoke. It's a total change of taste.
So I was going to suggest too that you could do one just like this, but maybe in a more of a Maduro wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would give it some of that earthy notes underneath. That would be really good. Again, and this is coming from a guy. See, I'm primarily a pipe smoker, so anytime you say pipe tobacco, I'm in. I'm interested. I want to hear about it. And I didn't even know this had pipe tobacco until today, until you mentioned it. And and Sean will tell you, I was loving it. I was loving it all. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And that's probably why, because it already kind of hit on a level for me, and I didn't even know. So that's fabulous.
You could smell on the foot when you take off the cellophane, you smell it. You could smell it right off the bat. You can even see, like, in the foot of the cigar, you can see the pipe.
True.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at one because I was so excited about it. I just lit mine. But you said something that and Justin, you backed me up on this. So you said, maybe this isn't a daily smoker. I honestly think that if you're a pipe smoker that, maybe you want a quick smoke in the morning to go with your coffee, like you said, I think the Robusto size in this is a perfect transition cigar for pipe smokers. Now, Justin, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that could be almost a daily smoker for.
I definitely think so. I definitely think so. The Robusto definitely kind of depends on how much time you have, but that's just the perfect size. But man, we're sitting back like on this afternoon. This Gordo is just the right, just what it needs to be. And I had I think I had the Toro earlier, and I would recommend the Gordo. I would try both the Toro and the Gordo. The flavor's gonna kind of hit differently on the palate. And so with the Gordo actually kind of expands that out a little more to, so you can get a lot more of the subtleties and such from it.
And so,
100%. I agree with that. Everything he said, that makes total sense.
now are these rolled in Esteli? Is that, did I hear that, or
No, Dominican.
Dominican? Okay.
Yeah, the DR.
So these are, wow, and there's not a ton of cigars. I mean, and I had someone tell me that the other day, and you guys tell me if you do. Someone told me that when you smoke a cigar that's out of the Dominican, it does leave your palate cleaner, and you don't feel like you just smoked. With some of the Nicaraguan cigars and stuff, they're a little heavier on your palate, the next day and stuff. And so as we were talking, I was just thinking, man, my palate doesn't feel heavy with this one, right?
Correct. Right.
I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but yeah, you now, are you going out and doing like tours and stuff?
It's been we do all the conventions, so since we don't hit the streets as often as we did in the past, we take advantage of all the conventions just to show face time, spend time with our customers. But very few events the last couple of years. But starting at the end of June, early July, we started hitting the street. So doing events basically every weekend. I'm out for the last 2 months and still through the end of the year. We'll be doing events, just visiting stores. I love talking about the product. Like I'm really passionate about this brand.
I can tell.
I really believe in it. I really see a place for it in the market.
Right.
And it's great because it's a new brand, but a new brand coming from a company that's been around for a long time. So thankfully the doors are open for us to actually go see our customers and see what they think, have them try the cigar. But it's great. It's a great time to be pushing this product.
Listen, if you ever need a couple of knuckleheads to dress up like luchadors or something, I know a couple. Me and Justin aren't afraid to
I tell you what.
Like I tell people is save a spot for us at your booth at PCA because we're definitely going to be dropping by and saying hello.
So I wanted to get Josh in here while we have him here. So Josh, let me put you right on the spot. Football season has started. I know you have that networking event tonight. So can you tell our listeners about any new stuff you have, like bourbon wise or cigar wise, that our crazy listeners just need to know about?
The biggest thing is we're upgrading our scotches. We just added a few new scotches. We've got a Glenfiddich 18. That one's a little pricey, but when the holidays coming up, people have a tendency to spend a little bit more money. We also I haven't got it confirmed yet. I'm hoping tomorrow, but the rep for West Tampa may be up here Thursday for an informal cut and light.
Oh my!
Nice. We have October's very busy for us. We've got I believe it's the 13th or 14th.
The Foundations event.
Foundation on the 14th, and then we also have a Tulsa Police fundraiser to raise money for display cases on the 24th. That's a My Father cut and light. So we got a lot of cut and lights going on. And we're also just signed with General, so we are adding another shelf all the way around our humidor, so we're adding another 40 boxes.
Wow.
So we'll have a little bit of space, so maybe
Listen, Jason, you hear that?
Outcast.
You hear that?
I hear that.
He said he's got a little bit of shelf space, so we're gonna put those luchador outfits on, and we're gonna take Josh into the squared circle and get him into like a figure four leg lock until he says no.
I appreciate that.
we absolutely love you. We love that you allow us to show up and record here and stuff.
He's been more, especially, it's still 95 degrees here.
It's a warm one.
So Matt, welcome back. I wanted to bring you in here. So just of late, what you been smoking? What you been drinking? What you been loving?
Man, I've been smoking a lot of My Father's lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Gurkhas. I've been buying the sampler pack, and you get 6 of these Gurkhas that are aged cigars that are fantastic, and I think it's like $40 for 6-pack samplers.
Okay.
That's what Michael was just telling us about the Ghost and some of the other Gurkhas that he's been loving too. So
I think it's a hit to do those sampler packs with the humidor already inside of them.
Yeah.
So then people don't have to go out and buy one. You can carry those packages around.
All right, so what do you? I know you are a bourbon aficionado, much more than me and Sean. So what's been on your palate lately? That's been particularly with these good cigars.
Well, right now I'm drinking a old-fashioned horse neck.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there
It's great. It's great.
We've got a love affair with this whiskey brand here out of Texas, Jason, called Horseneck.
What is it?
It's called Horseneck. They're
Horseneck?
they're would you say a kind of a newer?
Yeah, they have their own blend. Like I said, the most popular by far is the sherry cask. It's just got a great flavor to it. Great in an old fashioned with all the flavors, the sugar, the orange. It just mixes really well. If you like sweet things, it's perfect for you.
Oh, that'd be a good. I'm telling you, the Horseneck and Outcast would be a perfect pairing.
They would.
Yeah.
Looking it up now.
So yeah, and what's that? And I even bought a bottle of this redwood, because they name the trees
The Redwood Empire.
Redwood Empire.
Empire. Yeah. So
Great stuff.
yeah, I mean that one, but two Horseneck. I mean, bourbon is kind of like cigars. I'm finding out is that there's so much good stuff.
Yes, and like I said, it's the same processes. I mean, aging and everything like it. That's why they go so well together.
Yeah, and see, maybe if we can get Outcast on the shelves, maybe we can get Jason out here to Tulsa for a cut and light event.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You got to bring the Panther head so me and Justin can wear it.
You don't want to go in the square circle with her.
That's
Hey,
right.
We would lose.
Yeah, we would lose bad. It would be more comedy relief than anything else.
So, Jason, let me ask you, since we're kind of talking about pairings and we mentioned coffee, has there been any recommendations that your smokers or whatever have told you, man, this Outcast goes great? Because I'm going to tell you, it goes great with the Diet Pepsi. So, it's like, has there been any pairing recommendations that you've heard?
Sure. So my favorite one for sure is it's called a Carajillo. It's so half espresso and half liquor 43.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a liquor that's grown a lot through the States. I don't know if you guys have it. If you have it up there, but if you do, you gotta definitely try it. It's equal parts, so it's a coffee drink. I caught it like the manly espresso martini. So you're gonna get it in a regular glass just with one cube. You don't have to get it in the martini glass, and it goes great with the Outcast. That's one that I would love. A lot of different bourbons we hit with as well, some rums as well. But for me, the coffee element with this cigar is huge, whether it's just straight coffee or if you want to have a coffee cocktail as well. It's delicious.
Justin, I'm thinking Murmur Rum might go a little good with this.
Well, I mean,
What's that?
the coconut murmur rum.
We've got
we
another
have a.
rum place out of Texas called Murmur Rum. They've got coconut.
So what's the name of that Carajillo?
Carajillo, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Carajillo.
Okay. Are you familiar with that, Josh? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
No, not that one.
Okay,
And the liquor is Liquor 43 is the name of it.
Okay.
The name of it.
Carajillo Liquor 43, and you go half and half with what? With just
Yeah,
coffee?
equal parts.
Yeah, he said with an espresso, I think.
Yeah, espresso.
Okay, so with an espresso coffee, you go half and half with that that liqueur. Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that straight there because we're just kind of Tulsa knuckleheads here. We know like natural light beer. You know what I'm saying? So we always have to be specific on that.
It's easy. Equal parts, shake it up, put it in your glass, one cube, and you're ready to go.
And
that sounds good.
I didn't want this to go unmentioned. Just in getting the preparations for this episode, man, not just with you, Jason, but other people associated with Miami Cigars have just been so awesome to work with. I mean, people were messaging me yesterday. Miami Cigars put it out on their Facebook and their Instagram stuff today, and that's just, I appreciate that so much. Working with a company that's just so gung ho about their product and
I appreciate that.
being supportive of us as well. So
Yeah.
You've got a great team. So what is, I meant to ask you this earlier, what is your exact title with Miami Cigars?
So we're a small company, so you have a title just to have it. Mine is vice president, but really we do whatever it takes. It's a small family business, so we do everything necessary to make sure that it happens. So,
We are definitely put that on the resume. We just spoke with the vice president of Outcast Cigars. That's going to look good on our resume.
Yeah.
When and if we
There
have
you
to get
go.
real jobs.
I also take the garbage out though.
We're going to edit that part out.
Yeah. So you get down to the last third of this. I mean, the sweet tip has disappeared, but all that smooth tobacco flavors coming. And again, for me, most Dominicans, for good or ill, I kind of snub my nose up, like, oh, that's too weak, it's too airy. This, I think, with that, with the wrapper, is really bringing that flavor on, helping keeping that sustained. And I'm really, even without the sweet tip, the aroma is still excellent. And honestly, guys, I will say this too, as a lot of you will smoke these cigars, and like the nicotine hit is a lot slower. It's not. It's much more even subtle, if you will. So that's the experience I'm getting.
So now, are you guys in Miami? Are you guys down in? Okay.
Yeah. Been in Miami my whole life. I left for college, went to school at Florida State in Tallahassee, and then came back.
So you guys, that's a big cigar town down there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the most stores, so a million stores.
So now, do you guys have, like, at Miami Cigars, do you guys have a humidor where you just kind of walk by and grab something to smoke every day, or?
Yeah, we have the cigars here that we smoke. We had a retail spot probably about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Lasted for a year. It's tough. Running retail is not no joke, that's for sure. And just trying to learn, just like after work going there, I didn't learn much. So it was hard. If we didn't have just a dedicated crew just for that, it wouldn't have worked. So we ended up deciding just to sell that to a customer of ours and let them take it over, because it wasn't. That's not our. It's not our thing. I think you just gotta focus and specialize in what you do.
Right.
Not try to spread yourself too thin.
And I like that the Outcast is kind of, they're not being branded like right with the Tatianas. Like, it's kind of, we're making this our own brand. Like, it's, be an Outcast. I love that, they're yes, they're part of the same company, but it's a different cigar. Yeah. And I really like that. And I love all the marketing that you guys are doing for it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to make it stand out. We do things like even just like on the merchandise and stuff, make things that people want to wear, that people want to use. Not just come out with another trinket that we've done in the past, like other people have done as well. Just things that people will actually use. Everything the highest quality possible, and just get it out there. It's just going to help spread the word. The Cracky Cat needs to be out and about.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh, there you go.
And these shirts are top notch, man. I mean, like the hats and the shirts that you were so gracious enough to send us. I was telling Justin, I said, man, these are probably some of the nicest swag we've ever gotten. I don't know if I'm going to take it off.
I tell you, the material.
They do us no good here in the office. We don't want to age shirts. Right. Get them out and get them in.
And it's so great
retail partners' hands.
Because the material they're made out of. I was telling him, I said, with this in my hand, I'm ready to go out and shoot some hoops. Because that's what it feels like, and it's just awesome. So hopefully you guys can. You guys plan to make these. Hopefully you will, like on the website, stuff like that. People can kind of rep this cigar brand and all that.
Yeah, we have future plans to have that all up on the site as well. But now, since we're just growing the brand, we're just trying to get them out there as best as possible to everybody. Have them help us spread the word, get the name out there, have people ask about it, come back and find it. The website's up now, and it has all the retailers are on there. So that's the best way for people to find the retailer closest to them. We get that updated every week. So just through the system, it automatically gets updated into.
So just outcastcigars.com.
Outcastcigars.com, correct.
Okay.
So, Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick, and please don't feel obligated to say yes. But as we're promoting this, could we maybe do a giveaway? Like, I could run it on our Instagram, and then I can tell you whoever wins, and we can send them maybe a hat and a T-shirt and a cigar to. Let's just get. I want as many people as we can smoking these Outcast cigars.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, we're not saying this just because we're getting to be face to face with you. We've been fans since we've got them, and like I said, we've talked about them at least a dozen times on the podcast.
Oh yeah, from the first puff, man. When I first lit this, I was like, oh man, this, here we go, So and I didn't know anything about Outcast, never heard of it or anything. But Sean's like, dude, you've got to try it. From the first puff, it was on, dude. It was on.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was actually, I'd went out. I had an afternoon off, and I don't make it out to the classic cigars in Owasso often, but I was in the humidor, and I had introduced myself being from the Smoke and Sounds podcast, and the lady that was working, she said, oh, you're the guys that got everybody coming out here buying these Outcast cigars. And I said, yeah, I guess that would be us, because we've been talking about it. But it's just, it's nice to see something that you want locally? Because in Tulsa, we get a lot of your legacy brands. We don't get more of the boutique brands, and I don't know if Outcast would be. Would you consider it a boutique cigar at this point?
I think it is just because of the nature of how it's being marketed and how it's seen with its offset, like not related to Tatiana's. If you see Miami Cigar, you see, I guess, a bigger footprint. But the Outcast, we are trying to handle it. So all socials are on its own. Its website's on its own as well. Integrating it. So you've been in contact with our social guys from Miami Cigar and then also the Outcast guys. But just trying to do things differently, having that synergy and working together, having both teams work together, but having its own face and having its own look and just feel for it, just to keep it different and to keep it something like, now people are going to start to expect that from us. So in the future, it's going to be more of a challenge just to keep up that, to keep it at that level is where we're at, where we want to make sure we keep.
Josh, we got a pretty good little crowd gathering here on a Tuesday. I was looked up and I thought, man, this place is good. I'd love to say that's because of us, but again,
it's probably in spite of us.
You can tell why we don't do video that often, because we definitely have faces for radio. But
exactly, man.
I thought that was so great that you're having the networking event tonight. That was just a brilliant. I told my wife, I said, you need to get out there. Because the Cigar Lounge is just a great place to be, and we definitely need the Panther head out here so we can do some like squared circle wrestling here in the middle of Bourbon and Ash.
She's ready. So the name of the Panther is Panza, Pansa.
Panza.
Okay. Panza. Yeah. So that's the name. Panza has a different meanings depending on what language we're looking at, but for us, the Panther is Panza, so that's the name to give it a little bit of a different feel. The look is different. The multi-vendor events that we've done with her there is out of control.
She's gonna be taking on Fat Bottom Betty for sure.
Out of control. It's like we did Rocky Mountain last month, and it was insane. It was like we've done Rocky Mountain, I don't even know how many years in a row, but just to sell out, I think less than an hour, we were sold out of all the product that they had provided for us. And it was just people coming over just asking, like, what is going on here? Like, why is everybody talking about this booth? And it's so much fun, right? To be able to have a product like that people are they're intrigued about and they want to know more about it, and just seeing like everything going on. Because you can have you can have gimmicks and you can have the character and you can have all that stuff, but at the end of the day, the cigar has to have its place.
Yeah. Right.
It has to be able to work. So it's just they go hand in hand. And I keep saying it, we're just having such a good time with the brand.
Josh, when are we going to have some bourbon and barbecue and cigars events?
Well, like I said, we're kind of incorporated. I know you follow our social media quite a bit. We have a chef that is a local guy here, so he's doing, I think actually, he might be doing barbecue this weekend for the OU game. So on our sporting event night, because people are here for 3.5 hours, they want something to eat. And he did. For the OU game is 11 o'clock. It was tough, but he did Parmesan sandwiches. We had the charcuterie board
I saw
event.
That. I saw that.
So we're starting to mix that in to where people can get something to eat with the cigar, so that we don't, lose people and they can hang out and relax.
I know a guy who's a pretty good barbecuer. I won't mention any names, but right. Matt, he's a hell of a barbecuer.
There you go.
Some of the best I've had, actually.
So maybe you and Matt need to kind of see if you can't work something out. And I mentioned this last podcast, but I've been mentioning it again. So Josh, when you come here to have a cigar and watch the game, a lot of places you go watch the game, they have the sound on mute and they just have the video. Now, Josh is a sports fan, so guess what? We have the actual game audio, the crowd cheering and the announcers and all that. I love that. I just, especially one who doesn't see video that well, I love to have, that kind of experience with my cigar, with my barbecue and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just I always have to bring that up.
Yeah, on Saturday we open at 11 now on Saturday. So we had the OU game, obviously the sound on all day long. You had the Georgia-Tennessee, ridiculously good game. Notre Dame.
Another good one.
Texas A&M, great game. And then we had our DJ play for a couple hours, and then we had the boxing match. So
wow,
probably about 90% of Saturday we just had sports on.
Yeah.
You cut the Miami game, right?
Yeah, well, we watched a little bit. They blew them out. That was kind of boring. That's good.
I love how Matt worked Miami into there.
Yeah.
And another pairing I think we need to look at here, Jason, is these Outcasts with some like pork butt sliders, some barbecue. I think with some good sweet barbecue sauce.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
I will say, smelling these things, I'm going if this one's for me,
It is, yeah. Yep, I got one for you and one for
okay,
Josh.
I'm going to pair this with a Weller Foolproof. I bet that'll be a nice with that wheated bourbon, because I think a lot of people like sweet bourbons, and that is a sweet cigar that will go with their bourbon.
Is that one that you guys sell?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I could see, I'd say.
What was that one? I didn't hear that one.
Say-
Weller Foolproof.
Can you hear his mic, Jason?
I can't.
Well,
Okay.
Weller Foolproof is what
Yeah,
he said.
he's going to pair that with a Weller Foolproof, and kind of get down with that. That's awesome, man.
I could see just regular old makers too. That's sweet. The sweet
Makers
on-
as
I
well.
need to get on and get a couple of liquor partners.
See, we got the two experts over here, and they haven't even smoked it yet, and they're already pairing it with stuff. Wait till they smoke it.
Yeah, they haven't even smoked it. They've already got
So
pairings.
Any recommendations on if we were going to look at another pipe tobacco? Something you guys be
Oh,
interested in seeing?
Justin, he is your man right there, Justin.
I know.
What you got?
Well, so I love the Black Cavendish in this one. I think if you do another one, do Latakia.
Okay.
It's going to have that smoky English kind of flavor, and I think that's going to appeal to another whole section of people who maybe want that kind of tobacco, but not everyone likes sweet. Not everyone
Right.
but Latakia will take that to a whole new, like, sophisticated English kind of level, and so definitely want to put my recommendation in if you're thinking about anything future.
What about an Oriental pipe tobacco, Justin?
I like Orientals, but I'll be honest with you. To enjoy them, you have to kind of know them. And so what I would say, if you are interested, get to know Oriental in the pipe first, and then because they can be kind of floral. They can be strong too, depending, like Turkish or whatever. But they can be kind of floral. And again, if you're not expecting that in a cigar, that can be. I'll bet you that would be kind of alarming. But the Latakia would be smoky, right up the cigar alley, as it were.
Okay. How close is when they're in the jar? So the smell in the jar compared to actually when you're smoking it, is it pretty comparable, or is it a different experience? Do they stay pretty true to that smell, or not really?
Depends on your quality and depends on what it is. Most of your big names like Lane and Cornell and Deal, your big guys. Most of that is going to be pretty close to what you smell in the jars, what the smoke's going to kind of be. The only thing about cigars, and if it is some of the sweeter you go, of course, what you probably found out was that you have to watch your sugar levels in your leaves.
100%.
So. But yeah, a lot of times you get, it's not exactly, it's not a 1-for-1, but it's usually pretty close. You smell the vanilla in the jar, it's going to be vanilla when it comes out of the smoke of the pipe, so.
Have you tried, you smoked Toscano cigars before?
Yes.
Have you tried, is that, so the Latakia, when I smell it, we used to distribute their brand. And it kind of reminds you of that cigar. Is that a similar experience? Or not
yeah, because Toscano has that kind of smoky, earthy.
Correct.
Right. So, yeah, I would say you're pretty much on track. It's going to be a lot more smoky. The Latakia is going to be a lot more smoky than earthy. So, more smoke than earth, if you can get that taste in your mind. But I love the Toscano cigars. I've been a big fan of theirs for years and years and years, and so no, but you are on track. Another one you might think about too is and a lot of cigars are using this, is Kentucky Fire Cured. So that's kind of a burley that has a real heavy, smoky, earthy kind of feel to it. So that would be another one. If that's the way you want it to go, I would go either Latakia or maybe Kentucky Fire Cured, or certainly whatever. Although I would say if I were sitting in creative, I would say, well, Toscano's kind of been done. I mean, they've kind of cornered that little market. But anyway, that's my knucklehead recommendation from Tulsa.
Well, and another thing that I just thought of while we were sitting here is been hearing a lot of guys talk about. There's a lot of guys right now they don't eat carbs, right? So I've been hearing a lot of guys talk about turning towards pipe tobaccos and things like that as kind of their dessert for the evening, right? And this Outcast could be that.
Yeah.
Like could be kind of like your dessert at the end of the night. Like if you're not eating a lot of carbs, or if you're a diabetic and you can't, because I'm a diabetic and you're not supposed to have all those sugars. I wish I listened to my own advice, but this could be
So hard, man. So hard.
Oh, I mean, if you had a big dinner and you're wanting something to kind of hit that sweet tooth, the Outcast cigar would be a great kind of dessert cigar.
I agree.
If that makes sense.
The cleanliness of the palate too at the end of the night, that definitely will help too the next morning.
Right. Yeah. And you're not going to bed with that big heavy smoky palate. Yeah. Because even though I don't have the sweet tip anymore, I still am picking up the hints of that pipe tobacco in it, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So Jason, let me put you on the spot here too. So just from your perspective there in Miami and stuff. So with Outcast, what's probably the best rum you would pair this with?
The best what?
The best rum.
Rum?
Yeah.
Why not?
There's so many good rums. Actually, one that I've been drinking a lot lately is from our family down in the DR. So La Aurora has their own rum. They just came out with one now. It's called 1903 rum from La Aurora.
Okay.
It's getting to the market now, getting all different areas. That's a very good one. A staple for us that we drink a lot of is Zacapa. Zacapa is one that we drink a lot of.
Okay.
And Diplomatico also.
Okay.
So what about, have you had any beer pairings with the Outcast, like any IPAs or anything like that?
I really don't get into the beer all that much, but I definitely, it's one that I need to get to, so we can give that a try, and so I can give you guys some answers to that one. That one, I'm not sure yet, but
get you a good old fashioned natural light. No, don't listen to me. I got bad advice. I don't drink. So don't.
Natty Light, it's easy.
It's easy.
Matt, Josh, you got any kind of beer pairings you think would go with a good kind of vanilla, like sweet? I almost said milli vanilli. I promise I didn't mean to make it sound like that. A vanilla type cigar.
I would think a lighter beer, but
I would, for locally, for Oklahoma, a Coop beer. This would go good with the Coop beer, I think.
Okay.
Which is a light lager.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Although I would. With the sweetness though, the always been my palate. Like I prefer like a basic. Kind of a non-sweet cigar with beer, especially because beer kind of has that hop kind of taste, and but that way, that's just my own preference with that. But I tell you what, if I'm smoking a cigar and somebody comes by and says, "Hey, you need a cold beer," I'm always going to say, "Yeah, I am." So it's not going to really matter just a whole lot.
You got anything on tap here, Josh, that you would recommend?
I actually think now that I thought about it, probably something kind of like a Stella with a little light, but it's got a little flavor to it, not like a Miller Lite or something like that, but just a little bit of flavor, because if you want to enjoy the cigar and don't have the beer overpower it.
Right. Yeah, like I would not recommend like a Guinness or a Newcastle or anything like that.
Sweet with something that's
right.
Sweet and heavy that's tough.
Right. Okay.
Well, Jason, you got anything else we forgot to ask or you'd like to mention?
Last question, yeah. So on the actual blend that we have right now, what size would you guys like to see it in that we don't have now?
Tins. I'd like to see like little metal tins, like with about 10 of them in there.
Yep.
Because this would be a perfect quick smoke or like with your coffee break or whatever. Mm-hmm. When I smoke this cigar, I immediately look for the little metal tin. You can have the cat on there, and whatever, and that's what I would say.
What size is your Toro? I can't remember. It's a
5.5 by 54.
5.5 by 54. Yeah, because I think my sweet spot for that Toro, I really like a 6 by 54. I think that gives it just because I think you're kind of getting a good medium there between the Gordo and the Toro. It's kind of, that's one of my favorite styles because I used to be just a Gordo. I talked with Josh about this last time we were on here at Bourbon and Ash, that I've always been like a big, like I'm the big Gordo guy, but I'm kind of finding that 6x54 is becoming kind of my sweet spot in cigar sizes that I'm really starting to like. Or the it's a little bit bigger Robusto. Gordo, I can't remember what they call that.
Like the Grand Toro?
No, maybe it's a Grand Robusto. Maybe that's what it's called.
Like a
but
5x54?
Yeah, something like that, like a 5.5 by 50 or 5x54. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I mean, but I think you've got a great lineup. I think the sizes, and it's funny because when I go into the shops, the Toro ones are the ones that are selling the most. I don't know if that's what you're seeing in your experience.
Yeah, Robusto and Toro. I mean, that's pretty much across the board on all of our brands, all of our blends. Robusto and Toro are the ones that sell the most.
But I do agree with Justin. I think if you in the Outcast with the Gordo, you're definitely getting a little bit more of the flavor and stuff with it.
It's more nuance for sure in the Gordo size.
What you got, Matt?
I was gonna say with the tins, the smell. I haven't got to smoke one yet, but the smell, like that's a cigar I'd want to play golf and smoke while I'm playing golf. A smaller
I just
cigar.
heard golf. I can't hear.
He said the little tins that would be the perfect. He would love to have those for when he's out on the golf course.
Those are in R&D now. We're working on those.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Breaking news.
Breaking news. You heard it here
the
first.
issue is finding the right ring gauge because of the pipe tobacco.
Right. Yeah.
So we're working on it. That's been by far the most requested, just having tins.
Excellent.
Working at different sizes to see what gauge we can get to to have some tins made.
Do you guys have a certain pipe tobacco company you're working with, or is it?
A couple. Yeah, we have a couple of different ones just to make sure that we have the inventory in stock and ready to go with it. Yeah. But the tins it's been a challenge, but we're looking at it. It's definitely one that we want to look at. The challenge always, like on the talking shop side, is the actual supply of tins. But because of the Tatiana brand, we do have them in a couple different tins. So we have the supplier and everything lined up for that. So that's great. That's normally the hardest part of getting tins in the market, is actually having a supplier to provide the tins. But we already have that set up. So that's one obstacle that we've already been able to overcome.
Well, listen, I can't go without saying again, I was talking a lot with Gabriel Gutierrez. I hope I'm saying his name right, with Miami Cigars, and Hector, I'm going to mess up his last name, Paz. I hope just some great guys. Like I said, you've got a great team to work with down there, Mr. Vice President.
Yeah.
You've got an awesome team. And you yourself, Jason, it's been just a pleasure having you on with us and just the back and forth. And thank you so much for sending us some hats and stuff, and we'll do a giveaway, because I think the Outcast, we got to get it out there. We got to get people smoking this cigar. So thank you.
I appreciate you having me on too. It's so important for the brand. So I really appreciate you guys helping us spread the word.
I mean, this is how we get the community to know about it, right?
Yeah.
There's no better advertising than word of mouth, and so we would tell you if we didn't like it. And like I said, we've raved about it ever since we've smoked it, and we were so happy to have this opportunity to be one of the kind of the first out the gate to really cover the Outcast cigar. We should have played like some Sorry Miss Jackson or something from Outcast, huh? But yeah, so Josh, what else? You got anything else you want to plug before we?
Well, I've got my own breaking news. I just placed my order.
Oh!
Yeah!
Two boxes of Toros and 2 boxes of Robusto whenever they can get them here.
Looky there.
Right on.
They're beautiful. I appreciate that.
They are on
Thank
it
you very much.
usually with their supply chain. So when I order, they get on it. So it should probably maybe be here at the end of the week, but we'll give her a run.
See, Josh is trying to make Bourbon and Ash my only stop destination, because I can get my. Have you had the My Father Blue yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I can get my West Tampas. I can get my Outcast. Now if I can just get some crowned heads in here, I won't have to go anywhere.
All in one.
Yes, all in one.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
well, Justin, what else?
Appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, Jason, thank you so much. Matt, what do you got? Anything you want to?
Well, he can't hear me, but I'm going to say he's on the right track, because the majority of bourbon drinkers love a sweet bourbon, and I guarantee you cigar smokers in a social event would like a sweet cigar. So I think he's on the right track with that.
And I think with those tins too, like like my wife, she's not going to smoke a big Gordo ring size, but like the Robusto and the 10s, she would love to have those little, because it's just. Now, she would probably request that you put a wood tip on it. Don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Don't be doing that.
But yeah, I think that would be a perfect social cigar for people, and especially for people that
are sleep on the couch tonight, boy.
What's that?
You're sleeping on the couch tonight if you do that.
Well, thankfully, my wife doesn't listen that often, so hopefully she won't hear it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, she doesn't listen, so we're pretty free. So that's excellent. So.
Well, Justin, what else you got before we get out of here?
Well, again, Jason, I just want to thank you for being on with us. Letting us kind of be one of the first to really start promoting these Outcasts, and just a phenomenal product. Honestly, this is the first product from Miami Cigars I've ever smoked. So what a wonderful introduction! I got to try the Tatianas now. I think that cognac's calling my name, so I'm gonna look into that.
I know somebody who has them, Justin.
Just a matter
about
of
200 feet that way, right over at the humidor.
So again, I want to thank you for being on. Letting us kind of partner with you here and do this, and definitely. Keep in touch with, especially if you got something new, got the 10s rolling out, or anything like that for the holidays or whatever. Let us get the word out for you.
Yeah. You gave all those guys. Please, anything that we can do to help spread the word of Outcast, we are more than happy to jump on board and do so. Like I said, we're fanboys. We absolutely love the cigar and absolutely love this opportunity, and look forward to invading your space at PCA in 2026.
Yep.
We'll be ready.
We're trying to find as many people as we can that are going to be gracious enough to let us hang out with them. So, all right. Well, Justin, I guess we'll get out of here with a little bit of Commander Pilot, their latest, called Stereo Wawa. But that's going to be a wrap on this episode of Smoking Sounds. We hope you've enjoyed our blend of Outcast cigars on this episode. And remember to follow us at Smoking Sounds Pod so you never miss a beat or a draw. And leave us a 5-star review. That just helps others find the podcast. So until next time, keep those cigars lit, those pipes packed, and your sounds smoking.